Oh man, Bitcoin gives up its gains back at 27.5 thousand. Is this the end of this pump? Was it just a flash in the pan? We've got certain altcoins still holding up in the green here despite Bitcoin's Fullmatic up 2.2% here today. Solana pumping 2.8%. Serum pumping heavily. The exchange on Solana as well. It's been a busy day over the last 24 hours. Of course, Bitcoin running up here towards 28.5. I shared my video yesterday saying, guys, watch out. This could cool down, right? We need to watch out for this. And you can see we did hours after that see a couple of 4-hourly candlesticks here, bringing us back to the 4-hourly EMA ribbon. In this video, we're going to break down what do we expect to happen from here on in. Plus, I'm going to give you an update on some of my latest trades. Smash up the likes. Don't forget to subscribe. As always, check out the links in the description. If you're looking for exchanges to trade any of these tokens with, I'm currently using Bybit and BitGet. Check out those links in the description. Now, guys, so clear as day, right, that this extended move yesterday was always going to need a cooling off. I don't know why people always fall for the same thing and get this FOMO where it's like, oh, it's going to keep pumping. It's going to keep pumping. No, it's going to cool off. And we got that. And it's okay. We're riding on the 4-hourly EMA ribbon. This is okay. What happens next is going to be critical for Bitcoin. Do we get a volume response? Do we get a volume bounce? Because if it is, then this is just a nice retest. There's nothing wrong with doing that and then breaking onwards with the next leg to the upside. But what's important is we get good volume and we get a good bounce. And that bounce this time has to take us beyond 28.6. We've got to go and move and create that higher high. If you've taken my course, ijaz.uk/TA, you will know that this high needs to be accompanied with another higher high, because then we've got higher lows, higher highs, and we create what is known as an uptrend, right? That's what we need. This is a nice upwards trend here. So we need that here to happen on Bitcoin. And as you zoom up the time frames, you realize we need that even more importantly, right? Remember, when we come down here into this weekly chart and clear off some of these lines to make it easier for you guys to see, when we move up on this leg here on this weekly chart, it's imperative that we finish this move above 32. We cannot afford to come in lower than 32 and get rejected at any of these regions, because then we'll just curl off. We cannot afford to curl off here. We need to move above 32 on this next weekly candle set of moves, okay? Want to see this move here to the upside powerfully. So it's good that we're above the EMA ribbon here on the weekly. I want to see us hold above it for the rest of this week. We've still got 5 days left for this weekly candle. We need to stay above it, right? We don't have to be green, but we just need to stay above the EMA ribbon to just hold it and then hopefully open up another week ahead. Now, of course, this week is a very important week because Sam Bankman-Fried appears in court, and apparently he's set to block the prosecutors from calling key FTX investors, former insiders, as witnesses. So he's already starting his antics. There's going to be a lot of ups and downs in this. We'll monitor all the kind of significant updates on this channel, so make sure you are subscribed and we'll see how this affects the markets. Now, from a holistic point of view, this will affect markets, right? If you're talking about this from a big institution point of view, big institutions who want to get into crypto want to see that the laws and the rules are being upheld, right? So they're going to want to see some sort of justice being done here. Now, on the other side of things is, from a short-term trader's point of view, you're going to see a bunch of different pumps and moves. And that is exactly what we're seeing here with Solana, right? Solana moving up here, bucking the trend here up 2.95% right now, despite Bitcoin being flat today. And that is because of people speculating, right? There's going to be a lot of attention around Solana-based tokens, given the whole FTX Alameda link to Solana and Sam Bankman-Fried. So in that same vein, you're also seeing other tokens move along that same narrative, including the likes of Serum. So if I just find you Serum here, you can see it's up 20% here, guys, on the day. Big 20% candle. In fact, it wicked all the way up here to 0.05 here, so big movements here. So if you're looking to speculate, if you're looking to trade some short-term altcoins, maybe that could be a narrative for you guys to look at. Now, as always, guys, links in the description to our Telegram group, where sometimes I'll provide you free signals, but you'll also get access to our VIP group, where you get regular trade alerts and signals. So if you want to join us, if you want to see what I'm trading for educational purposes, how I do the setups, what chart patterns I'm looking at, you can now finally get access to that through our Telegram. You guys have been asking me for this for years. I've been making content here for years, and I've been reluctant to set up any VIP group, but I'm doing it to show you guys how it's done, because there's so many people capping out there who say they're traders, they know how to trade, and they're just full of cap, right? They're just gambling. So in our group, spot trades No need for leverage, no need for margin. I'm going to show you how to make money profitably and sustainably using spot. So that, along with my TA course, ijaz.uk/TA, is all you need to become a serious trader. So if you're interested, check out the links in the description to those. So then coming back into Bitcoin, we need to understand something. And what we fundamentally need to understand is, first and foremost, the dollar index is not reprieving here, right? Yesterday, even though Bitcoin had its pump and then dumped the rest of the day, what gave it away to me? Why was it that I came on yesterday, gave the update, and I was quite confident that Bitcoin would end the day red? It's because I saw the dollar index, and the dollar index was moving up yesterday as Bitcoin is moving up. So I knew this was just a stubborn moment for Bitcoin, and the pump wasn't going to last too long. It was always going to rotate over. Now, you can tie some of that pump excitement to the CME closing, the gap. You can tie some of it to the fact that the US on Sunday averted the government shutdown, and you can tie some of that to the weekly candle close. We discussed all of that yesterday. But all we need to know is that the trend hasn't fundamentally changed. The dollar index is moving here to the upside. It has been for many, many days here. There's a big uptrend to the upside, and we're seeing that markets are rotating risk off. And I keep repeating that, and I sound like a drone, but it's critical that we understand that. If you jump onto here, which is the Fed rate monitor tool, you can now see that this has taken a big jump. 27% of the market are now pricing in that at the next meeting, which is just 4 weeks away, we're going to get the next 25 base point rate hike. So the market needs to price that in. If they think that's what's going to happen, you need to see that price in. And that's going to be priced in by the dollar index going up, traditional markets falling to the downside, and therefore Bitcoin and risk on assets moving to the downside as well. So it's very difficult for Bitcoin to sustainably decouple from the dollar index. That's the point I'm trying to make here. On top of that, we've got other critical events coming up this week, right? So today you're going to get your JOLTS figure. That's expected to come in at 8.8 million new jobs created. Again, if that comes in too hot, markets aren't going to be happy, because then more people are going to have to price in a rate cut. Okay, we also have later on this week, we get Wednesday is the private jobs figure tomorrow, but then on Friday we get the non-farm payrolls. We've got to look out for those non-farm payrolls. Jerome Powell certainly will be looking at those too. So when you analyze it, you can see that markets are pretty much sitting here and saying, you know what, we're pretty neutral. I mean, if we think about it in the depths of our heart, Bitcoin sitting here at 27.5, trying to bounce here from the 4-hourly EMA ribbon, now above its daily EMA ribbon, which I'm showing you now, looking pretty good, right? Looking pretty good. Now, when I look at this from the 4-hourly chart, you can see that we're coming in and testing. Now, we want to see that bounce and move to the upside. Fine. But on the daily chart, we've actually got some room to play with. Because if you look at the daily chart, we're quite well decently above our daily EMA ribbon. The daily EMA ribbon starts here at 27,000. So Bitcoin could call off another $500 here, and we could start testing our daily EMA ribbon. And it's not the end of the world if it does that. That looks okay. I don't mind that if Bitcoin wants to go just come touch here, retest before a nice big move to the upside. Okay, don't mind that whatsoever. So that's a potential here for Bitcoin as well. We're kind of in no man's land here, where we've had a nice big move, kind of just hovering and waiting to see, will it be the bulls or will it be the bears come into our EMA ribbon and maybe retest from there. That's what I'm looking at here. Now, we need to understand what's going on with Bitcoin dominance to truly understand what is going on with this market. Why is it that over the last few days, we're seeing Bitcoin show strength here, right? If you look at the last 3 days here, Bitcoin has shown 3 solid green candles here, showing that more money relatively is flowing into Bitcoin than it is into altcoins, right? And that reminds us that this is not a full risk rotation on. If money was rotating into heavily risky plays, they'll be rotating into altcoins. But we're not seeing that. We're seeing this tentative move to Bitcoin, which is like people saying, I want to take part in the bull market. I want to make sure I'm in Bitcoin, but I'm still risk off because the dollar index, interest rates, the jobs are scary, inflation is scary. I'm just not sure what to do. And so when you look at this here, you start to look at the Bitcoin dominance, and you can see it playing out exactly as we spoke about. I annotated this chart many, many months ago and shared it with you guys. And I said, guys, if you look at the previous cycle, before the halving, just before it, Bitcoin ran up to 73% dominance. Now, do I think that's going to exactly repeat and we're going to run all the way up here to 75? Maybe not. You can say the market is maturer, Ethereum is maturer, you've got things like Solana taking up a lot of the market cap as well. But could we sit here at 50? Like, isn't 50 too low compared to 73? And so my argument is, when you look at the different levels of support here for Bitcoin dominance, you've got key levels at 52%. Then you've got 59% where my cursor is, and then you've got 73. So my argument is, can it not at least work up to this line, which is the 59%? I think Bitcoin dominance has more room to move, and that's the pattern I've been sharing with you guys. Then when you look at it, you can see we were in this channel. right? We were in this channel, we broke out from the channel, and then what happens when you get a breakout? If you guys work through my course, you guys will know once you get a breakout, you want to look for a retest. And that's exactly what dollar index is doing. It bounced, it's retesting, and now it's showing strength. And now what it needs to do is it needs to push beyond here, break past this peak here, and then get past 52. And if it can get past 52 and hold past 52, we could see a big leg up in Bitcoin dominance. So don't rule out Bitcoin right now. And that is why I always say, guys, eat your veg. Eat your veg. Make sure you've got enough Bitcoin, Ethereum. It's so tempting, particularly if you don't have a big bag of crypto, to jump into altcoins because that's where you're going to get all the returns. But time and time again, people have made this mistake. They chase after the exciting 100x altcoins and they neglect their vegetables. They don't eat their nutrients. They don't get any Bitcoin. They don't get any Ethereum. And so when you see these massive moves to the upside where Bitcoin dominance in the last cycle runs up to 73%, you're looking at your portfolio in the red and saying, hang on, why am I getting wrecked? Bitcoin is moving nicely. People are getting rich over this. They're becoming millionaires, and I can't partake in it. It's because you fundamentally do not understand the cycles of how money moves into crypto. Into Bitcoin, rotates into Ethereum, rotates into other large market caps, then mid caps, then low caps. You guys know this, but you've got to be able to practice it in practice with your portfolio. If you appreciate this type of update, guys, make sure you smash up likes. Don't forget to subscribe. Check out our VIP group to trade with us. Links in the description, and I'll see you in the next one.